Dr. Young said Sunday service should be a celebration. So we've celebrated. Maybe we should just go home, right? Or eat lunch. Or do you want to hear a little something today? Okay. Yeah. How many people here have seen True Father in person? Okay. That's a lot of you, right? A lot of you. I've been very, very fortunate. Yeah, that's me in between father and mother. I guess I look a little bit different than. Yeah, actually, my heart is not so big or whatever. So I felt I always had to get physically close to Father, so I could inherit His Spirit, feel His Spirit as much as possible, and so I was always trying to get close, and somehow they got this picture. This is at UTS, and I think 1977 when I first went there. So, yeah. You know, when we greet everybody, somehow everybody starts smiling. You weren't smiling so much before, but now everybody's smiling. I like that. Actually, this is just an extra tidbit this morning, but smiling is a formation stage, living for the sake of others. What do you think about that? When you smile, it's not for yourself, You don't go to smile in the mirror. You smile for other people. So if you feel like I can't do anything else for anybody today except smile, at least you got a starting point. Okay? Maybe that's enough. But so meeting with Father, let's see. I've got to figure out the technology here. Okay. This is a mother's speech at the UN in 1993, and she asked what we offer. So, Father once told us at a state leaders meeting, you joined Unification Church because you wanted to get something out of Unification Church. You're going to receive some benefit, and I believe each one of you found some benefit, or you probably wouldn't be here. But Mother's speech, she says, the truth that God revealed to my husband is contained in the divine principle. Interpreting the history of humankind and the stories of the Bible from the providential viewpoint, the divine principle unlocks the answers to questions unsolved for thousands of years. Those who have sincerely studied its contents have found it to be a true gift from God, providing the solutions to problems facing our society today and the problems facing each and every one of us. In order to solve a problem, first you have to admit that you have a problem. You got to be honest with God, right? Honest with each other, honest with your spouse. That's not easy sometimes because none of us is perfect yet. The one thing you can assume about your brothers and sisters is they're not perfect yet. Well, anybody who's perfect, please raise your hand. Okay, then you're dismissed. You don't need to be here for the rest of the service. So, this is, I'm getting on too many side notes here. What does it mean to witness? Dr. Young's asking us to witness. Mother's asking us to multiply. But what is a witness? You know, if you're in a courtroom, then a witness is a person who saw something, heard something, or experienced something, and they're asked to share that with the court. Share that with other people. This is what it, also a witness, a noun, is an individual who, being present or personally see or perceive something, a beholder, a spectator, or an eyewitness. All of you who raised your hands were an eyewitness. Yeah, right? Hallelujah. Are you with me, church? Yes. Come on, help me out a little bit here. Many of you were an eyewitness. What did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear? What did you experience when you met Father? I think that's what Mother wants us to think about right now, is what you saw, what you felt, what you heard. That's what it means to witness. You know, I know we're doing like taking our surveys but sometimes we're recruiting rather than witnessing. You know what we really need to witness. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, I want to take a minute here for each one of you to meditate and think about these questions. Why did I join this movement? How did I change after meeting true parents? And what did I gain from joining? So let's just take a couple minutes to meditate on that. Think about that. Okay, now I'd like to ask everybody to stand up once again. And I'd like you to do a pair share. Find a partner, but it can't be somebody that you came with. You know? Nobody in your family, it has to be somebody different, okay? So let's take a minute and share these questions, like 1 minute each. Why did you join? How did you change? And what did you gain? And not your best friend either. All right. Okay, I know everybody wants to share more, and this is really a short period, but sometimes our leader said you need an elevator speech. You're riding in the elevator for 1 minute. What can you share with somebody in 1 minute? If somebody asks you, well, what do you believe? Or why do you do what you do? So I hope that we can become real, true witnessers to share what we experienced, what we felt. That's me. I don't know. Did I change any? Yes. As I remember, that guitar was donated to the church in Oakland, and I was told that Mark Unger wrote a few songs on that guitar. He was one of our famous musicians. Yeah, I was struggling to attain happiness and avoid misfortune before I met this movement. I was, I was lonely. I was unhappy. I was doing drugs. I was looking for as many girlfriends as I could find. At one time, my goal, sorry, Mommy, but my goal was to travel around the world and to make love to a girl in every country. I was a bad boy, from God's point of view, especially. But basically, that's what this world is about, what most people are looking for. So, I guess, after meeting Father, before I met the church, I was not interested in marriage. I was interested in girlfriends, but not marriage. I wasn't interested in taking care of kids, or I felt bringing somebody else into this messed up world was, I didn't have the heart to do that, to put them through that kind of torture or whatever. But after meeting true parents, then I understood the value of the blessing. And if somebody asked me, what was your deepest experience of the love of God? I have an answer. Do you want to hear it? No? No, huh? Bring it on. Okay, at least one. Okay, I'll just tell you, Bob. Nobody else seems to want to listen, but yeah. When we were at the matching, and Father, pointed at me, and then suddenly picked up Kyoko, or was it the other way around? And I had this Holy Spirit experience. I felt incredible love of God. And I really felt I was so lucky. I didn't deserve anyone as nice and pure as my wife. And I felt God's grace and God's love so deeply. And that's one of the reasons why I'm still here. And that's part of my story that I have to share. There's many times I had a chance to meet Father. One time, I wasn't even planning on this one, but one time I was in London. We did home church in London. Anybody else work in the home church London campaign? Yeah, a few of you. I had found a family that gave me a bicycle. And so I rode my bicycle to Lancaster Gate for Sunday service. And I was thinking, what happens if I touch Father? Will it be like in the Bible? Will like the lady that touched Jesus' robe, that I'll be transformed or something? What's it like to touch Father? I really want to get close to Father today, but I was late, and I came in and I was sitting in the very last row of the morning service, and I felt, no way I could get close to Father. And then suddenly the MC came in, and he said, "Everybody stand up and turn around." Yeah, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last, I guess. And instead of, there were like two stages. There was a stage in front and a stage behind. And so Father came to the stage behind and would start speaking from there. So I was on the front row. Suddenly I was on the front row. And so I am thinking, wow, this is interesting. So Father starts speaking. Father's walking around, and Father comes over, and Father starts stepping on my toes, you know. And I go, oh, you know, but I didn't have any like transformational experience at that time. So, oh, okay. So then Father's going on in his speech, and he comes over to me, and he picks me up like this, and he says, okay, if Father pulls you this way, are you going to come this way? And if Father pushes you this way, are you going to go that way? And I'm smiling like Bob's smiling now, you know. Okay. And I felt so much joy, so much love. There wasn't any, you know, I didn't feel like all the cells in my body were finally healed or whatever, but it was an amazing experience. You know, sometimes if you have a certain heart or desire, then heaven, the spirit world, somebody hears it and something happens. That's amazing. So that's one of the miracles of my life, I think. Some days you're just lucky. I had opportunity to, at the seminary, was a great experience for me. Father came back from church visitation we did every Sunday. I was actually the church visitation coordinator, and then after that we did home church. I came back and I heard Father's down at Father's Rock fishing, so I quickly changed my clothes and ran down to Father's Rock. And again, I kind of pushed my way through the crowd, and I was there for the crowd, and Father had a fish on. He reeled it in, he swung it around, it landed at my feet. I picked it up, I took the hook off. Father pointed to a big garbage can half filled with water. I put the fish in there. Father pointed to his bait, and suddenly I was Father's fishing helper for the afternoon. So there was, and then Father caught all different kinds of fish. I love fishing, so this is my famous fishing story. So Father he had an eel. He got an eel on, and he reeled it in, and as soon as he took it out of the water, the eel squirmed around in every direction and wound the line around the fish, monofilament line. And so I'm kind of holding it like this, and I'm looking at Father. Father's looking at me. Well, take care of it, you know, kind of. And so I unwind it. You know, and Father's kind of patiently, you know, come on, let's get this on. So I get the line completely unwound, and then the eel swallowed the hook. So, and I trying to get the hook out with my finger. I can't get it out. And I look down, and there's a little tackle box that one of the security brought for Father. And I look in it, and there's a little tool that when I was a kid we used to take the hook out if the fish ate the hook, swallowed it too far. So I took the tool out of the box, and I ran it down the line into the eel, and it twisted, and the hook comes out. And so then I'm looking for the bait, and one of Father's interpreters or somebody said, Father wants to see that tool. So I take the tool. I've got one just like it at home. I was thinking about bringing it. So I take the tool to Father, and I show him. It's a little red plastic. I'm sure Marcus knows what I'm talking about, and Chris. And it's got a little ball on one end, a bigger ball on the other end, and there's a slot in the side, and you run it down the line, and as soon as you get to the hook, you twist it, and it takes the hook out, and then you can just pull it out easily. So I'm showing Father how this works, explaining it to him. And Father, I realize Father is so humble. Father you know, so conclusion was maybe, just maybe in my lifetime, I taught the Messiah something, you know? Yeah. Maybe, yeah. So maybe when I go to the spirit world, that may be the only thing that Father remembers about me. Or that may on my good list and bad list. That one's at the top of the good list, I think. So that might just be my ticket to heaven. We'll see when I get there. But why I don't want to share these stories just for myself, but for you, because this 40 days is for us to testify, to share meeting with Father. Let's meet Father. Not just let's meet Father in 40 days, but let's remember how we met Father. Let's remember the feeling that we had. So many times, Father's speaking. My spirit got so high, you know. The problem was after we left the meeting and on Monday, then, you know, I'm back down to normal again, you know. And Father scolded us many times. Yeah, you come here, you get all filled up, inspired on Sunday, and then you leave, and then you're back in the same old depressed way. Yeah, I know what you mean, Father. So, but yeah, some days we're just lucky. What else have we got here? Yeah, this is Fishing with Father. I don't know if this is when I'm taking the hook out, but somebody got a picture. I was lucky. Later in Carp, whoops. There's Father. Where's Father looking? I believe Father's looking directly at me. It may or may not be true, but that's what I believe. You know. And I don't know if you look at my smile. You know, am I unhappy to meet Father? No, I'm completely happy to meet true Father. And because of true Father, I was matched. I have 4 kids and 5 grandkids. I have family, which probably if I didn't join this movement, I think I would probably be dead already, maybe already dead 30 or 40 years. In fact, my first MFT workshop, Jacob House, 1975, one Japanese sister was reading people's palms, you know, so I got in line, I showed her my hand, and she took my hand, and she folded it back up, she says, no, she said, I can't. I said, well, what's wrong? Why? Well, she said, your lifeline is very short. Short lifeline, lifeline. I said, yeah. Yeah, if you didn't join Unification Church, you'll die soon. You're lucky, you know. So, yeah, family is really precious. Oh, if you haven't got the 1 Hour Divine Principle, there's a link. You just take your camera and you can go on that. It'll take you directly to the 1 Hour Divine Principle, and you'll have it on your phone. So then you don't have any excuse not to study the Divine Principle. Yeah, somehow that one snuck in here. So what does it mean to witness? It means to share something you saw, something you heard, something you felt, something you experienced with another person. So please think about that, and also take time when you meet up with brothers and sisters. You know, you meet at the grocery store. How did you meet this church? How did you join? Why did you join? You know, what's your life like? So we have many reasons to be grateful for God and true parents to be here. So let's pray. Our most precious and loving Heavenly Parent, you know each one of us completely. You know our struggles. You know our happiness. Please grant us the courage to be honest with you, honest with our spouse, honest with each other, honest with our parents, honest with our children. And we don't want to be pretenders, but we want to share honestly, and not be trying to hide our fallen nature, which actually is obvious to everyone else. So please grant us the courage, the faith. Father prayed for faith even greater than Abraham, for wisdom greater than Solomon, and love even greater than Jesus in his life. So we also need to pray for those things. Please grant us the faith, the wisdom, the love to be able to share love with each person that we meet, and that we can truly be a real witness of what we've experienced, what we felt, what we saw, what we heard. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parent. We offer and report this to you in the name of Jack and Kyoko Hartford. Bless Central Family. Achu.